right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we're recapping a wild week in WWE. From Raw in Quebec, where CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso set up a huge fatal four-way, to SmackDown in Boston, where Sami made his move, and Chaos closed the night. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on! Yo, Primo. What is up?
Shit, man. Shit. I'm good, man. Over here living the dream. How about yourself? Look at you with the extra smile. What's going on, man? You happy today? Good day? Good weekend? All good?
Yeah, man. All good. Can't complain. Catching up on some wrestling, Now it's like, it's part of the job, man, right? We just got to see what's happening. And
make sure that once something's on, you got to get through it and see, like I have to figure out when Dipla is coming on. I'm like, oh man, hope I didn't miss it. Like I got to watch that now. But it's all in the name of entertainment and all fun. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not fun. So it's a good time. It's great. It's grand. I love it. So looking forward to everything coming up, man. And once again, glad to be here with you to chat some wrestling because it's been a little while. So I'm glad we're back on the grind here.
Yeah, man, for sure. And speaking of like wrestling, right? Yeah, you're right. Triple A is tonight.
That's tonight. Oh man.
Yeah, that's tonight, literally. Yeah. So, and then
looks like I'm watching it as soon as we finish taping.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I was also able to catch up on TNA Emergence. Really good, really solid pay-per-view. So definitely when you get a chance, check that out.
Right.
And then before we even jump into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, all I got to say is I feel like ever since SmackDown went to 2 hours, I feel like it's the better product right now. And that's like saying a lot,
Well, it's because you're not locked into 3 hours or whatever is like, let's call it 2.5 or 2:20, whatever is the commercials. Instead, you're locked into 1 hour 40. Yeah. And so they have to make things kind of move quicker. So a lot less filler, but also less screen time for certain superstars. So good. But I mean, it is more entertaining and an easier watch now. I agree with you there. But unfortunately for some of the superstars there, you get cut out. But it's good. And Raw's been but we'll get into it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, man. Let's get into it. All right. So let's just jump into Monday Night Raw, right? Straight out of Quebec, right? We get the giant SummerSlam recap showing how amazing and extravagant it was. And it was because,
it was.
Whether you were watching it at home or whether you were there in person, it was fantastic. So we get to relive that and relive CM Punk's moment that was taken away. And then that's basically how the night starts. Punk comes out, kicks a promo.
Well, hang on. Before that happens, we get the announcement that Naomi will not be able to face Io Sky for medical reasons. She is not cleared. Yes. So that was the first thing that once they broke from the package, was it Cole? Michael Cole said it, and then Punk comes out. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. That's a good call out. You're right. Because they also touch on it again with Pierce. So that's where I remember hearing that. But no, good call. But then, going back to Punk, he starts complaining, that his moment was taken away from him and he should have been standing in front of everybody as champion. But then LA Knight comes out and LA Knight's like, hold on, son. Like, first of all, if anybody should be pissed at the fact that they're not champion, it should be me because not only was my moment taken away at Saturday night's main event, but then also everything else that's transpired from that point till now has not gone his way,
including him interfering in the championship last week.
And then, exactly. So homeboy got plenty to be pissed off about. And I agree with him. I agree. Absolutely.
I'm usually not an LA Knight guy, but he's 100% correct here. Yes. He's the only thing that got to me, and it's what Punk said afterwards, was you should be thanking me.
Yeah.
Because I saved you from getting your face stomped into the cement, which is true because that was about to happen unless LA Knight somehow woke up and, ducked it out of the way. So both sides of the coin I see, but LA Knight has a right to be pissed.
No, us as fans have the right to be pissed because everybody want to sit here and talk about like their championship rematches and opportunities. Because even later on, and I know I'm jumping ahead, But even later on, when Jey Uso cuts a promo, he's like, I'm mad that I didn't even get my rematch. And I'm like, there's no such thing as rematches. Like, this is not a thing.
Right.
Why is everybody claiming something that doesn't exist, apparently? But now it does? Oh, what are we doing, guys? I think that's what's really aggravating me about Monday Night Raw right now.
You've been on this for a while.
Oh, man, because they did it on SmackDown too, bro.
Well, because there's no definitive thing. Sometimes there's no rematches. Sometimes rematches are granted. Sometimes, so it's like there's no, like, if there's a set thing, then let's leave it at that, so that's the way it is.
Just stop playing with my emotions. We didn't even get a draft. Like, nothing's happening. Like, what? But people are getting transferred. Like, what are we doing?
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of, like, as I was watching both episodes, I was like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So
they're building towards Clash, and then gonna just kind of move from there. I mean, they just finished one of the big four, so they're in the. We got to set everything up for the next quarter of everything. And it's like, all right, slow build. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, getting back to the segment. So while they get into each other's faces, they get interrupted by Paul Heyman and The Vision, right? Is this the first time we're hearing their name? Is that the official name?
This is the yeah, because even in my notes I wrote down when they were coming out, Heyman and crew or whatever. And then all of a sudden it was The Vision. And I'm like, okay.
I like it. I like it.
I get it. And, that's what Seth Rollins been claiming. This is my vision. I put all this together. Right. Yeah, I got it. Makes sense.
And also, to kind of take it a little bit further, he is the visionary, right? So it's like his crew is going to be the vision. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So it makes sense.
I get it. It makes sense. I just, I'm just not a Seth guy. You know that. So I'm just kind of like, But no, then the Vision comes out, and Paul Heyman starts talking a lot of smack, and then ultimately, I believe, doesn't Pierce come out and say that it is going to get handled tonight? Ultimately, we get a tag match for the Braun versus Punk and LA Knight, and he's like, "Oh, we'll have the match." And LA Knight was like, "Well, first let me say something," and then Punk's like, "No, we take it," and then LA Knight's like, "You don't speak for me. We'll take it."
You don't speak for me, but we'll take it.
But we'll take it. Speak for me. All right, so we still have to sell the dissension in the ranks while we're selling them as a team. It's like, okay, we get it. They don't like each other, but they're gonna have to tag team up.
Fine. Right.
Great. Main event for tonight's set.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I want to call out before we move into the next segment, right? There were two moments where Punk kind of seemed like he went off script, like he was genuinely upset, or either he's that good, I don't know. But there was a moment where LA Knight interrupted him, and it's almost like he was like, I'm not done or something. And then when Paul Heyman comes out and interrupts, he was like, I'm not finished. So I don't know if that was real or not, but it kind of felt real.
I think the Paul Heyman one was like, no, that was like he worked it in, like, because they know when the interruption's coming, like they know. The other one that I'm not sure about, because I don't remember the other one, but I remember the one you talk about with Paul Heyman, and I'm like, that feels, because I remember saying it, and I was like, oh, he cut him off, and then I'm like, that seems more work than the other one, but I don't remember the other one, so at least my opinion once again.
Right. Okay. Well, then we jump into the next segment, which is the Judgment Day Clubhouse.
Day Clubhouse,
where Finn is telling the girls, hey, you guys should handle business. There's an opportunity lurking with EO being, not having an opponent anymore. Maybe you guys should go handle business. And then out of nowhere, extra mega large Americano comes in, and everybody's like, yo, what's this guy doing here? You just gonna let him into the clubhouse? And he's like, nah, man, we're just trying to figure out our match later. Plus, I'm gonna use him for Triple A this weekend, and Finn is like, you're right. Use it to your advantage so you could bring the Triple A Mega Championship back to the clubhouse. I like it. Right. And he's like, yeah, trust Dirty Dom. And I was like,
no, Daddy Dom.
Daddy Dom. And I was like, wait a minute, when did these guys become like homies again? Yeah, I was a little thrown off by that one.
But that was fine. Great. And then, set up for they come out, they're gonna have a match a little bit, and then once again he gets in the girls' faces, and he's like, you should go talk to him about, a women's championship match. And kind of go from there. And then that leads to the tag match, right? We get AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dom and Grande Americano Kaiser. And
Kaiser Americano.
Kaiser Americano, there we go. Versus Kaiser Americano. Match. And your winners are Dom and Kaiser Americano. Great. I mean, I'm assuming you're saving Dom for a good match tonight.
Yeah.
So
Essentially, right.
yeah, moving on from there, if you don't mind, because that was kind of fine. You get Sami talking to Pierce earlier. He's like, something will come to you. Just finish your match today with, I believe it was Rusev.
Yeah.
He's like, and we'll talk. And then we get Io Sky and Roxanne Perez both come at the same time. We find out we're getting a match with them later on in the evening.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
And then we move on to Rusev Zayn. I'll let you go because you're the Rusev guy.
Yeah. I mean, solid match. I mean, anything that Rusev does, he's a good worker.
Mm.
I think that the part that threw me off about this match was we have like a hard hitting match just so we could have an interference from Solo and company, right? And then and then the earlier segment shows like Sami telling Sheamus, please do not interfere in this match. Like, I need this match. But I guess in his mind was like, well, it's a DQ, so I guess I could come out and now beat the crap out of Rusev.
Well, yeah, the match is over. At that point, the match is over. That's why Sheamus is like, well, I told you I wouldn't, but you know what? Match is done. I heard the bell ring.
Boom.
Like, and the AMFTs, and so you had to sell that for what comes on later on in SmackDown. But I was like, okay, you know what? Fine. He beat him last week, or whatever happened. He beat him last week. I think it was what it was. Great, fine. Like, makes sense. Fair enough. Let's sell this. It's something interesting to bring into the 3 hours that we have to sell here on Raw.
Yeah, exactly. So. And then you're right. Everything that just happened continued from SmackDown's incident, and then leading into this, like the SmackDown after.
Right.
It's like it all builds up, and I'm just like, okay, I kind of like it, but obviously we'll jump into that later. But
but they're laying the foundation once again. It's time to set up. We just finished one of the big four, so it's time to set up for the next.
Yeah, exactly. But then we get, after that match, we get them escorting the MFTs out of the arena, and then we get the New Day and Grayson segment where they tell Adam Pearce that Penta needs to be stopped because what he did to Xavier's hat, is unacceptable, because it was like, what, it was a $12,000 hat or something.
That's what they said. That's what he said. And then what I love was Xavier said he should be banned from wearing hats. Because we have to do something to Penta. He should be banned from wearing hats. Like,
yeah, because Adam Pearce cares about that. No, he's like, I don't care what he did to your sombrero. And he's like, it's not a sombrero.
It's not a sombrero. It wasn't a sombrero. That was great. Once again, New Day. I mean, I think they fumbled the New Day here, taking the belts off them and shit. Like, you had something really good and working, and I think it just kind of, you dropped the ball there, and it stinks because these guys are great and you could do so much with them. But we'll see.
Well, yeah, and then so just to share my thoughts on that, because you're right. At this point of the episode, I'm watching this, and this is, I think, was another moment where I was like, what is everybody doing? Like, what's the point of everybody just being in everybody's business? And everybody, like, Monday Night Raw to me right now, based on this week's viewing, is just a lot more messier than SmackDown. SmackDown has way more like structure. Their storylines make a little bit more sense. You're inserting new situations that were part of a previous story. So it's like,
right. I
think that's why SmackDown to me was a way more enjoyable watch this week than Raw.
Right.
I'll just say that,
Okay. All right. Well, we're here bantering back and forth. So gonna throw this your way as a possible reason that Raw does this. If you have everybody just kind of in a different thing, you have more options to build storylines when you need to. So if you keep kind of everyone in kind of things, and then you can start building like, okay, this seems to be working, we'll make this a storyline. This seems to be working, we'll make that a story. Once again, that's me just offering a possibilities to why.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that, because something else happened on SmackDown that was similar to that logic. And I was like, okay, I kind of like how they cleaned this up, but I don't like it. But
right.
Because I'm not a stupid fan. You know what I mean?
Right. But at least they cleaned it up.
Right. Okay.
Like, to the intelligent fan, it is kind of a chump move, but
yeah.
We'll talk about it when we get to SmackDown.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got a lot of feelings about SmackDown. But anyway, so we get the we get the Kabuki Warriors. They offer their help and their services to Io Sky, and they're like, hey, it could get a little messy out there. We got your back. And she's like, no, I do this myself. And then Asuka was like, my bad, my bad, girl.
This is like the second or third week in a row they've offered.
Yeah.
And she's been like, no, I'm gonna go it alone. Like, all right, good. Knock yourself out. Fine.
Yeah. And then this is where we get the impromptu like setup for that Roxanne Io Sky match, because Io's like, I came here for a fight. So let's get this fight going. Boom. We get that fight going, and everything was going smooth. Actually, I did enjoy the match. I
mean, Io's great, and Roxanne Perez is very, very good.
Very good. So, very good. And then I liked the way it ended. Like I did because you automatically assume that Judgment Day is going to win with the interference, but it was nice having the Kabuki Warriors come out to help anyway, but costing Io the match because you kind of save Io, because you save both of them really. So it was just kind of nice because now you're like, oh, it wasn't Io's fault because she told them not to come out. Right. They came out on their own accord. This is the Kabuki Warriors' fault. And then you see like their little minor implosion after the match.
Later on.
Just like, yeah.
Well, no, you're right. It's a way to protect both of them because Roxanne gets the dub over Io. So great for her. She puts on a hell of a match. She gets the win over the last champion and like a fantastic, my personal favorite female superstar right now.
Yeah.
And Io, like you said, saves face because not her fault. Mm-hmm. So well done. And then, like you said, the implosion comes later on when they're in the back and they're kind of arguing, not really, but then Asuka's just fed up and she just like pushes Io and storms out.
And then, and poor Kyrie's just like, oh no.
Well, she said, poor pirate princess is just standing there. I'm like, oh, come on, girl, pick a side, do something. Because she didn't know what to do. She's literally just standing there, head back and forth. Like, I was like, oh, come on, girl, pick a side. Let's do
it. Was just happening so fast. She didn't know what to do, man.
Yeah, she was just tossed off.
Yeah. But before that segment, after that segment, before that segment, we had Jey Uso in his interview talking about how, he was taken out last Monday and he's never been out, but he's ready and he's not going to let that happen again. And then again, LA Knight interrupts and he's really on one. He's just like, nah, I don't care. Nobody deserves a chance more than me. Get out of my way. And I'm just like, good for LA Knight, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm not mad at all. I'm not you right now. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. This is the first time I'm behind you, or I'm like, you not wrong.
Not wrong.
Like, you not, because if there's one thing I'll deal with, it's fair play.
Yeah.
And you not wrong, because that shit was taken from you, shit was disqualified. You should get another shot, my man. You not wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And then so then we get the next match, which is Becky versus Maxine Dupree, which, well, I will say this. It was super refreshing to see a new opponent like Maxine. So it was nice. That was the only bit of it that I enjoyed.
New opponent at all, dude. I mean, new opponent. It could have been, and I was going to say some wrong shit. Some wrong shit. It could be a little person, and I'd be like, great. It's not Lyra. It's not, or Bailey. It's like, so I'm like, great. Like, let's this fine, but this was my bathroom sandwich match.
Bathroom sandwich? Like you eat the sandwich while you're in the bathroom?
No, I go make the sandwich.
In the bathroom?
No, after I go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Who the fuck bring cold cut into the bathroom, dude?
Bro, you said bathroom sandwich break.
No, it's my bathroom sandwich. Yeah, my bathroom / then sandwich break.
I hear the slash.
Well, I didn't say the slash. It's implied. Who you think I'm going to the kitchen? You think while I'm sitting there, wang in hand, and I'm sitting there putting salami and roast beef and Munster cheese on the sandwich with the other hand. That's impressive, but
that's why I was like, "Whoa, dude,
no, this is amazing." But you've been to my house, so I have the clear shot from the kitchen to the TV in the living room. So
yeah, you're right.
Still watching it, but I'm making the sandwich because I'm like, it's because it's gonna be quick. I'm quick, but the outcome that it's gonna be Becky Lynch, and ultimately, it's what it was.
It was, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then after my bathroom sandwich, apparently, we get a promo with Vision in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins, and he's like, tonight's about you guys. I'm going to take the night off. This is you. I got this. Who would have thought? I thought I was going to have a CM Punk problem, but Punk has a Knight problem. Knight has a Punk problem. It's like, so I'm in the clear. Great.
Yeah.
Then we get a Bailey
Yeah.
promo where she's just sitting down and she's like, I haven't been able to do anything since I've been back, and it's all my fault. It's on me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I wonder where we're going with this. So I sat down and actually watched it because I'm sitting there. I'm like, usually I would kind of fast forward through a little bit, but I'm like, let's see. And she's blaming herself. And then you start hearing like the screeching in the background, and she starts like grabbing her head a little bit. And I'm just like, oh, okay. All right. We're building to something here. She's going to break. She's going to turn. The White Six is coming. I don't know, something. Like, I don't know, but they're on SmackDown. Either way.
Who knows?
Something's happening because that eerie screeching where she was just like, that's going to be something.
It's going to be something. Maybe she'll be like the female Randy Orton, right? She'll hear voices.
Nah, let me know. It's something.
Yeah.
So.
But I did enjoy the promo. I was actually shockingly surprised because I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, you were the role model. You reinvented yourself. And now you're like throwing yourself a pity party. And I was like, Bailey, this isn't like you
This
at
ain't
all.
you. This ain't you.
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
almost like you're right. The curiosity did spark. And I was like, I do want to see where we go with this for
Right.
sure. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's we get that, and then that leads us into the main event of the evening, which is the tag match with Braun versus Noche and CM Punk.
Yes, which again, it was all over the place, right? Because it starts off as a good match as always, because everybody in that ring is solid. But then we end with a DQ because Rollins was like, "Oh, I'm leaving," but no, you didn't. You didn't catch your jet. You interfered. But then Jey Uso comes to save the day, and everybody's all over the place. And Adam Pearce is like, "You know what? We're gonna have a fatal 4-way title match at Clash in Paris," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So all that for an announcement?
Well, the minute that the match is made, I was like, okay, we'll see how this ends. And then I saw the thing, and then I'm like, all right, you know what? The Vision has been standing tall a lot lately. I'm like, they're gonna do this again. And then the minute Pierce came out, I was like, fatal 4-way. Before he made the announcement, I was like, fatal 4-way. And he comes out and he makes it, and he says whoever he's facing first, and I'm like, and LA Knight, and he goes, and then I'm like, yeah, here we go. So, well, once again, you're setting up, and Clash of Paris is, fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's solid, but you got to set it up somehow. Here's your chance to do it, because once again, Vision's been standing tall a lot lately.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take away from them and have them not stand tall, but you have to get the match made. So this is kind of like the perfect way to do that. Once again, you're keeping them safe, but you're moving the storyline.
Yeah.
Along. Sorry.
Yeah. Again, it just, to me, it added to the disorganization of Raw. They were all over the place. I don't know. I wasn't really crazy about the episode. Maybe if it was saved by a couple of good matches, I would have been okay with it. But I felt like A, SmackDown was a better episode. B, the stories told on SmackDown was way better, and there were way better matches on SmackDown this week. So I think SmackDown takes the win for this week, and we haven't even talked about it yet.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's get into SmackDown. Let's go.
All right. So SmackDown's coming out of TD Garden, straight out of Boston, Massachusetts. We get an awesome Solo Sikoa promo with the MFTs in the ring, but then gets interrupted by Sami Zayn. And here's where I love this and I hate this, right?
Okay.
I hate that it was Sami Zayn that came out. I hate that he was like, you know what? I gotta thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, I was obsessing about the World Heavyweight Championship, and I was talking about how I was going to be championship. But you know what's another title I never had? The U.S. title. And this is where I love Solo Sikoa. And I'll props to my wife on this one, because she was watching with me and she was like, you know why you love Solo Sikoa? Because he's that annoying little brother and you're that annoying little brother character. Yeah. And I was just like, yes, absolutely.
Adiela, I would call him Eric Cartman.
Yeah, for real. Shout outs to Adiela. But real talk, it was fantastic because then Solo replies, well, you can't even go for this belt because you're on Raw. You can't even go for this because you're not even on SmackDown. So take your big eyes and look at the title, because you ain't never gonna see it again. And this and that. And then we get the announcement like, oh, well, guess what? Sami Zayn has been transferred to SmackDown. What? So real quick before we move on, the reason why I really, really disliked this was because, first of all, you had an amazing thing with Karrion Kross, and we never got the final resolution with that because there was supposed to be more. Whatever happened, whether it's a work, whether it's not a work, whether everybody's playing with our emotions or not, or if it's like a R-Truth situation, right? Is he going to come back as Killer Kross as opposed to Karrion? Who knows, right? At this point, you're throwing Sammy. You took him out of the title picture to go for the U.S. title, to go against a Bloodline member. You know what I mean? Like they were all rolling together. It was just, that was the one piece of that episode that I was just like, you know what? Sammy, go do something else, dude. Go hang out with Kevin Owens, help him rehab, get him back. I'd rather do a best friend forever storyline again than do this. Like, stop with the underdog crap. Just stop. Another underdog story, dude. Another one. Come on. I'm sorry, man. I was really watching. I was like, this is crazy.
No. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Here's the rebuttal, if I may.
Go ahead.
Another underdog storyline. Sami Zayn is at his best when he is the underdog. I say it every time I talk about this fool. Every time I talk about him, it's what I always say. Underdog, people love him. The minute he gets it, everything loses its luster. So yeah, but the transfer thing is what annoys me, because it's just like, we're just trying to transfer people. There's no rhyme or reason or anything like that. But I mean, the other thing with Sami Zayn is, you say that the title hunt, I mean, he was never really in line for that. As you can tell, there's 3 other superstars at least who are ahead of him for that. But you want to keep him relevant. You want to keep him on that hunt. And this is a way to do it. I think you could have worked it out better, some different way. I don't know. But once again, that's why Raw happened. That's why SmackDown happened last week. So I get it. I agree with you. Bad taste in my mouth, but I see what they're trying to do, or what I think they were trying to do. I'm painting what I'd be selling if I were them. I'd be selling, well, this is this and this, and for this and this and this. But I agree with you. I wasn't in love with it.
Yeah, no.
I see it though, and my only thing is, he was never really in the title hunt. So that was always just kind of his thing.
Right.
I am bothered by the Cross thing, because that was a really great thing. He ended up, he's not resigned or whatever. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it was sloppy. That was it was one of the few parts of SmackDown that was sloppy. But So
yeah,
I see what you're saying, but I try to see both sides.
Yeah. But then, I mean, that pretty much wraps up that segment, because after that, I kind of just like blacked out, and I was like, you know what, let's just move on to the next thing. Right. And then, out of anger.
I woke up, I was making a sandwich in the bathroom. It was insane.
I woke up on the toilet with a,
with bologna in my hand, like,
with a sandwich, and I'm just like, yo, no. But then we get the next match, which is Alexa Bliss and Piper Nevins, right? Because the previous week we had Charlotte against Chelsea Green, so they go ahead and set up that match. Is that not the match? You're making a face.
No, man. Yeah, because I have a much different opening than you do.
Is that not the next match?
Are you doing last week's SmackDown, maybe? Or did I watch the wrong SmackDown?
No. I was saying that Charlotte fought Chelsea last week, but Alexa and Piper fought this week.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You scared me, bro. Your face was like, wait, what?
Wait. Because I'm sitting here.
Bliss gets the win.
I'm looking, because you know what? I'm looking at the notes for last week.
Oh, gosh. That's why. Don't scare me, bro.
My notes for this week are on the phone. That's why. I'm sitting there and I'm picking up my notebook. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, sorry. Continue. I'm bringing up my notes. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. So Alexa and Piper get into it. Bliss gets the win. Mm-hmm. It was okay match. I mean, I think they did a great job with David and Goliath story in this case, because obviously of the size difference.
Right.
Piper being cocky halfway through the match, because she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna beat her, but then all this interference back and forth. It was done well. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, they hit the mark here while selling what they needed to sell.
Yeah. And
that's one of the better parts of this episode of SmackDown, especially, which is why you're saying it was cleaner and you enjoyed it more.
Right. But yeah, man. I mean, it was okay. I was more excited for what happens next, which is right now. What is that? That was because now you confused me a little. So is this the
Mellow Fraxium?
Right. So that whole situation, and actually that whole match, bro.
Well, last week there was the Mellow in the back, and saw Miz coming out, and Miz was like, "We got to get back together because we are,
Mellow no Miz."
And so they're here, and I mean, Fraxium is just fantastic.
Yeah.
They're just really, really good. I'm not a big NXT guy. You do most of the NXT watching here. So I really didn't get to watch much of them. I've seen them a handful of times in whatever matches I did see.
Yeah.
And they were great. But this is their next level, man. It's going to be a shame to watch them split up. But they're both just really fantastic wrestlers. So at some point you're going to have to. But they're a solid team. And I mean, Miz is Miz, and he's just always rock solid and a workhorse. He's your, he's your like your lunch pail guy, your blue collar. Like, I'm coming in every day.
Yep.
I don't miss shows. I'm working. I'm busting my ass. Like, give me the big shots when I can take them, and I'll do the best with it and stuff like that. So, and Carmelo is just awesome. This is a great match.
Yeah. And I think, and this was a huge standout match for me of the night. One of the great matches, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're right. Fraxium's incredible, but I was really, really impressed with Miz and Mello in this match. Like, although even if they were trying to play off as a team that, wasn't seeing eye to eye, they still got the win. They still did it in a way where it's like both their skills still outshine their disagreement on their tag situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially at the end, the way that they sold the moment where Mello was about to go up to the turnbuckle and Miz just gets the tag, like slaps him on the back, gets in there, does the skull crushing finale and gets the pin. And Mello's just like, with the camera just zooming in on his face, like, what just happened? And it was just like, and Miz is like, yeah, bro, we won. And we're just like, wait,
that's vintage Miz.
Yeah,
that's so vintage Miz. I mean, that's the heel move, right? That's like the dick move. Like, all right, I'm gonna go for my finisher, and then nope, tag in, and I'm gonna do it so I get the glory, and I'm the guy.
Yeah.
So
well
vintage
done.
Miz, great finish, and once again, selling dissension in the ranks.
You t-shirt coming.
Dissension, bro. I'm telling you, it's all over the place, man.
Yeah, but definitely a standout match. Really good stuff. And then like you said, Miz gets the win. And then we get the segment in the back with Miz and Mello and Motor City Machine Guns, or is that later in the night? Because they have a moment as well.
Yeah, that was later in the night, but good. Let's just attack it now. Just brought it up. So.
I mean, that's all I remember. I don't know if that was the next segment.
I think it was later in the night. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. No, I'm saying I think it was later in the night, but let's just talk about it now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no. And then that was just another funny moment because, they basically go tit for tat. Motor City Machine Guns is like, listen, we've been doing this for years. We're not just some tag team that they just put it together.
Right, and flash in the pan.
Yeah. But then again, you see the friction between Miz and Mello. And it's like, Mello was like, I didn't say that. We didn't say that. Like, who said that? So very, very good moment. And
you call it friction. Other people call it dissension in the ranks.
You know what? Anyway, moving on to the next match. We get the Street Profits versus DIY.
DIY,
yep. Another fantastic match, man.
I mean, the tag division in SmackDown is just absolutely fantastic. And I mean, this has been a minute because shout out to I forget your homegirl's name who was on like our third episode.
Oh,
and we were talking, and she was like, "I want to see where this SmackDown tag division goes because it's great, and it has been since."
Yeah.
So I mean, DIY and Street Profits. I mean, four amazing superstars, two fucking fantastic teams. Like, just
they all did good.
Just dope. And Profits get the dub. So that was good.
Yeah. And it's funny too because I was telling my wife, I was like, what makes Montez Ford so good is that he just loves to wrestle. And I understand that he wants to break out as a solo star. But like when you got gold, man, you just got to roll with it. And he's fantastic in the Profits. I mean, I like it's one of those things where it's like if you let go of that dream just for a moment, it'll just happen naturally. You know what I mean? Because like that's how like Harlem Heat was. I mean, Harlem Heat was fantastic. But then over time, it just naturally happened where Booker got his moment. You know what I mean? And I feel like if Montez just does it that way or approaches it that way, I feel like it'll happen that way.
Well,
but for now, just ride the Profits, bro. The Profits are amazing.
I think you're right. And I think that's what he's doing because I haven't heard complaints about him. They're not really burying him anywhere or anything like that. Like the Profits are always around. They're putting on great matches, whether they're champions or not. So, I unfortunately see his split coming. I mean, Dawkins is great. He's another solid. He's solid. But the star there is Tez, and he's the guy you're gonna have to push because he is your star there. He's got the look. He can talk. He's got the mic skills. He's very charismatic. People just gravitate to wanting to cheer for this guy. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, and I think they are playing it out. And I think he's comfortable waiting, but I think and that's the thing is you got to remember sometimes it takes a long time. Look how long it took Kofi. Look how long it took Jey Uso. They were tag teams for how many years before they finally got that shot. You know, but I mean, Tez and the Profits have been around for a while too, so we'll see. We'll see whenever they decide to make this move.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is just the fluidity, like the way they work in the ring. I mean, Tez, he's so amazing in the air. I don't know how he stays in the air 5 seconds longer than anybody else. Like, I just don't get it because I feels like he's stuck in the air, dude, when he does the frog splash.
That's why I told you he's my guy to carry the frog splash forward.
Yeah,
that's why I said it was him, because it's amazing.
It is good. It is good.
It's crazy. The height that he gets, like you said, the hang time, you're just like, land. Oh, okay, now you did. Like, all right, great. Yeah, like, oh, shit.
You go to the kitchen and get another sandwich, you know?
We don't go to the bathroom and make it, apparently. And then when I come back, he's landed.
and then we get the Drew McIntyre promo, right? Where he comes out and he explains why he attacked Cody Rhodes, you know? And I kind of liked it. I mean, I always like heel Drew. I always like,
the best Drew.
Yeah, when he just doesn't care. And rewatching the replay, right? I didn't realize like that angle was like really like menacing when he does the Claymore
and he puts him
onto the front of the table and just
Cody the announce table. Oh. Yeah, man. Yeah, when he cleaned to the front, because the week prior he did it to like in like the side, right, of like the ring or whatever, or the post or whatever. But this time, like right on the wood in front of the announce table, I was like, oh damn, oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so they've been playing this, they're playing that well, and Drew McIntyre, heel McIntyre is awesome. I'm just find it funny that it's going to be Cody. Like, it's going to be Cody McIntyre. Like, that's where we're going. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I see. I get it. I mean, you don't see it now because he's got, 11 dates left?
Yeah.
12 to 10 dates, whatever it is. Like, he's, we're almost in single digits. So he's going to have to start doing some other things. I guess it's Drew.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to set up somebody else for the championship contention now that Cena's out of the picture. And then another example where rematches apparently don't matter, right? So, and then plus he's focused on Brock Lesnar at this point anyway. So,
yeah. Well, we'll see, because we still haven't seen that fool since this whole thing went down. So, but I mean, with that, it's just like, he probably commands so much per appearance that you only want to use him at the PLEs and like major, episodes.
Exactly. But then we get a Naomi segment announcement for Raw. Apparently it's going to be a major announcement or something changing. I don't know. I think. At this point we could all assume it's the pregnancy announcement. I hope it is, right?
I mean, I don't know what to think now. The Seth Rollins thing is throwing a monkey wrench in everything, because now you're just like that was so well played. And there's been other things that have been executed perfectly where you're just like, oh wow, I didn't see that one coming. So it's kind of like you kind of have to take everything as now it's truly a guessing game. As much as we want to try and break it down,
is a liar.
As much as it's like you can't trust shit. So as much as we want to try and break it down, we'll be able to. So I think they're probably trying to play that angle a little bit, and then once again they'll do something like weird, kind of swerve, or maybe this is time and they got lucky and she's pregnant and it's time. Who knows? Right. I mean, maybe that was the thing. We'll give you the belt now. We'll have you go in not too many crazy matches through the early parts so that you can start focusing on getting the family done. And who knows? We'll see. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see it on Monday.
I was gonna say, the one thing that I will say, I hope it's a sweet moment the same way when it was for Becky when she announced. Right. And it was with Asuka, and Asuka was like, "No, you're having a baby? No way!" And then they had like a moment, and then I think she forfeited the belt to Asuka, right? Asuka became champion at that point, right? You don't remember? I think that's how it went down during the pandemic. I think, right?
5 years ago, I definitely don't remember 5 years ago. I forgot that I made a sandwich in the bathroom. You asked me about 5 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to the main event of the evening, we get Sami Zayn, Fat 2, and Big Jim versus the MFT, which at this point, I still don't know what MFT stands for. Have we figured this out yet? I feel like we bring it up every episode and we just keep rolling.
No, we don't bring it up. We say it, and then I think both of us move on because we're both embarrassed that we don't know what it means. So we both kind of just keep our mouths shut until you just said it, because I don't know what the fuck it means either.
It's gonna be like a bad word, right? It's gonna be like
motherfucking tandem, motherfucking Tongans. I don't know.
Oh, that's dope. It could be, right?
Motherfucking Tongans.
I like it. Let's just roll with that.
If it's not, once again, WWE, I'm giving you gold, man. I'm giving you gold. How many things? I'm giving you 3 solid ones now. Motherfucking Tongans, Beechin, and what's the other one? Fandrade.
Fandrade. Yeah, Fandrade is great.
I mean, I'll give y'all go. Give y'all go. Come on.
Fandrade. Yeah, man. Yeah, and then again, solid match. All of them are dope. I mean, it's always good to see. Actually, it was so funny. Before we even talk about this match, in the beginning, when all these Samoans were in the ring, there were like 10 of them, dude. If you think about it, it was like the only one that isn't Samoan is Sami.
Sami Zayn.
And then technically he's like honorary at this.
Yeah, he's the honorary use. So there's like 10 and a half Samoans or 9 and a half Samoans. Or Tongans, remember, motherfucking Tongans. So there was like 4 Tongans, like 3 Samoans, and a half Samoan.
And a half Samoan. The Canadian. No, but overall, awesome. Obviously, Sami Zayn gets the pin on Solo with a haluva kick, you know? So, by the way, did you ever hear the story on why it's called the haluva kick?
Nope.
Okay, so when he was watching, like us as kids, right? As teenagers, he was watching wrestling one night and he didn't want the volume up, right? Or I guess he didn't want to get caught watching wrestling. And he had the subtitles on. So JR said, that was a hell of a kick, right? But that's how the TV spelled it. So he always thought that's what was the name of the move.
That was the name of the move, right?
But he said hell of a kick and he spelled it haluva kick. So
whoever was doing the closed captioning for Raw just named his move.
Pretty much, yeah. And I was like, that's a pretty cool story on that, you know?
I mean, yeah, because you see there's stupid things behind it, but it's like, hey, man, that was cool. Like he was just quietly trying to watch his wrestling and oh shit, all right, cool. And then just they grew, naturally. That's great. Yeah, good story, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, that was SmackDown. It was just, again, final thoughts on it, just to bring this home. Yeah, I enjoyed SmackDown way more. I felt like it moved quicker, it flowed better. Right. A lot more made sense during the show. And then Monday Night Raw to me was just a little sloppy. It was just kind of hard to watch or follow. Not to say that, wrestling is hard to follow. It's just, we get so invested into these stories. You see something happen on Raw. You're like, but why is this happening? When did this become a thing? Why is she in the picture? Why is he coming into the fold? And it's just like, what are we doing, guys?
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. But then SmackDown was like, okay, we got solid matches. Fraxium is awesome. Profits are awesome. We got a teasing with the Wyatt Six watching on in the audience. We had a quick Tiffany, Jade, and Nia Jax moment. There was just like a lot of little segments that it's like, okay, everything caught my attention.
Well, I mean, once again, you have to because you only have 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, exactly. I mean, you have to, and, commercials are a thing. So you have an hour 42 to get everything you need to done. And you try to move what used to be 3 hours into 2. So it's quick hits. But once again, to your point, probably why you liked it better.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And what about you, man? What about your final?
I was a great episode. A great episode. I think, I definitely liked SmackDown more than Raw as well. Because Raw was a lot of setup. Once again, 3 hours, so more time there. Because the matches were better. The 2 tag matches alone were just reason to like SmackDown over Raw. But I see where they're going. They haven't locked me in fully yet. I'm not like excited for anything yet, even though there's like 3 or 4 matches already made for Clash of Paris. But I think as we start to get a little closer, maybe it'll start to because it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
so as we start to tighten things up a little bit, I think it'll be a little bit more. But yeah, laying the foundation. So overall, solid episodes. Do what you got to do. Sell the storylines. Move it along.
Yeah, man. And then as always, let's take this opportunity to go ahead and thank our listeners for going ahead and not only liking and subscribing, but most importantly, sharing the content, man. Sure. We got so much good feedback on our recent episode with our Primos for Life alumni talking about the Goldberg Hulk Hogan topics, really good perspectives. A lot of people hit me up and were like, dude, this is awesome. There's a lot of hot takes on this. Man, those guys aren't afraid to say anything. Like it was awesome.
I was listening to it in the car. And I was like, yeah, I forgot about this. Like, I like the disclaimer in front too. I was like,
yeah. Only shout outs to Angel. Only when Angel's on the show. Once Medina's it's the screen.
Really the only time we got to do it.
Loose cannon, man.
I love it.
No, but shout outs to King Mega, Monster Mac, and Angel Medina, man. Fantastic having them come back on the show. A lot of great feedback from it. And also, we also just had Cha-Cha Charlie this week. Major shout out to him as well for giving us his time and his story. And speaking of stories, this is huge for us, but We got so many other stories coming down the line that
Indeed.
Ariel and I wish we could share who they are, but man, I just can't wait. I can't wait.
We gotta wait till we actually lock the episode, until we actually tape the episodes, because everything is great. But until we actually have it done and in the chamber,
That's
we're
right.
gonna stay quiet on it. But we have a lot of positive stuff and a lot of, very, very exciting things coming up. So hopefully you all stay along with us. Follow, smash, share, smash the like button, share, all the fun stuff, please. We love you guys. We thank you very much, because we do this for fun, and it's more fun when you're along the ride with us. And thank you everybody for the kind words, the shares, the everything, the reaching out, the likes. It's all fantastic. We feel very humbled when we see it, and it just brings us back. And we just want to thank everybody, because it's truly just two guys who love wrestling and love each other and just kind of want to chat. And we're glad that people are digging it. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah. We keep going because you guys want us to keep going. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Bueno, primo. On that note, you know what to do, man.
Once again, I think we've thanked everybody enough, so we'll just give you the usual. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. Good night. We will see you when we see you.
We will see you when we see you. Primosforlife.com. Let's go. Later.
Good night.